Hey guys, I'm back with the Demon Tarot reading. These cards are by Ariana Osborne. Um, I would say that it's a really great deck. It was actually my second deck that I bought of tarot. Um, it was a strange experience. Like I was drawn to these cards. Actually, I saw this image, and I walked into the bookstore. Like I saw this image before I went to the bookstore, but it didn't have tarot on it or anything like that. But it has something about demon, but it didn't have anything about tarot. And I ran across this image, and I don't know if it was just a vision or if it was online. I'm not sure. But when I went into the store, I was going to pick up the other deck of cards, but I saw these cards, and I'm like, I'm getting this deck. So I had already had my OG deck, and then I bought this deck, and it was really, really insightful. So I wanted to share this with you all as well. So I started pulling this at the end of Taurus September general reading, and this is just a continuance of that. This is some of the demons that you might be dealing with. Yeah, pretty much. So the first card we have is the demon Aman. So basically, this card is about if it's upright, it's about mending relationships. This demon is about mending relationships, like focusing on relationships. But it came out in reverse. So it seems like it actually talks about focus on relationships that have been troubled. So focus on relationships that aren't actually good for you. Or that haven't been good to you. How about that? And it's about like fixing them and mending them. But it came out in reverse. And so I'm thinking that it's basically telling us not to go after our ex because we have this new beginning that's coming. I think that's what it's saying. I think that's what Spirit wants us to know. And this demon is basically a demon of work and career. So if you are not planning effectively, if you just, going towards something full speed, but actually with no plan, it's going to fail. So it's basically saying you need to plan, and this is Marco Chias. So basically, it's saying you need to plan effectively, whatever you want. So just because you're starting out doing something, just because you're going forward, don't mean it's going to be successful if you don't plan for it. I mean, you have to plan, and I think that's what this is telling us. And even if we just look at this image, it looks like somebody that is on top of the demon on top of a bear, and it has like some type of bird. It looks like that's on their arm, and they honestly look like they're up to no good. But it's basically like byline is basically like be like the bear. You're not don't do too much talking, but be a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like carry everything on your back and move forward. Let people think that they're in control because this bear can just stand up and attack this, whatever this is. And it's a wrap on that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's not living anymore. That bird has flown away. All that is gone. So I think it's basically saying don't do too much talking. And that's what this demon basically represents is don't do too much talking. Like show up as that beast. handle business, but don't talk about it. Be about it. Like, basically, this is what it's saying. Don't talk about it. Be about it. A bear don't have to make any noise. Like, a bear can come up and attack you, and you won't even, like, in 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, this bear gonna move. You know what I'm saying? This bear gonna make stuff happen, and it don't have to do any talking. So, and it's carrying stuff on his back at the same time. So that's what it's saying. Like, don't do too much talking. So whatever it is, listen to people. Like, be able to listen and to take in information. Be able to show up as the person that you want to be. Like, be able to appear as somebody that wants to receive abundance. Because bears show up and they're going to take it all. They're going to eat everything there. All of the food they want, they're going to eat it all, you know? So I think that's basically what it's saying. Yeah. So show up for your abundance. But listen, don't talk. But don't do too much talking. Talk, but don't do too much talking. Like, be about your business. Take in information. Fly Rose. This card, Upright, is about focusing on people that you really wouldn't trust, which is strange. So it came out in reverse. And in reverse is basically saying, well, we all know. Don't trust them people that you don't trust them. Move on through it. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why this could be a demon in facing Upright, because when you constantly want to trust people in your life that you know are untrustworthy, and haven't we been there? We just talked about this earlier today. Like, we've been there when we in this relationship that we don't really want to be in, but we're in this relationship and we're just steady in this relationship that we don't want to be in. We're going to work at this job and we hate these people. We know that they don't really, well, hate is a strong word. I shouldn't have said that. But we don't like these people. They don't like us. We don't trust them. But we still constantly showing up. And basically it's saying, no more of that. You know, we're not showing up anymore for that. Like, don't focus on that. Like, those aren't your people. Focus on people that you can trust. So I really like that one. And Alistor. He looked crazy as hell. Now, this demon looked like he ready to do some stuff. Like, this demon looked like he about that life. And basically this is, don't act crazy. Like, don't act unjust. And that's the literal meaning, is like the literal meaning of this card. Well, the divine meaning of this card is, don't act unjust. Like, act in a way that you know is of justice. You know right from wrong. And this card came upright, so you definitely know right from wrong. You probably should act through purpose. You probably shouldn't do things and you think you're going to benefit from it if it's not something that you should be doing. So I think if we think about an example of this, if you're starting a business that you know is going to harm people, think again. I think this is what it's saying. It's about being about justice. So if you want to start a new business, if you want to start a new business, make sure that it's a business that you can actually justify. That you can actually sit with and that you appreciate, and you can say, okay, this is mine. I started this. Oh, whew. It's Excuse me, guys. My energy is draining. I did one reading and it's just like, well, I guess two now. So yeah, this is the last demon card that I got for us. What I can say is Taurus reading was excellent. I think it's all about us staying focused on what we need to do. I mean, on what we want to do, not about what we need to do, because in all actuality, it's nothing that we need to do. What we need to do, the only thing that we need to do is love ourselves and to be worth and to know your worth and to own your self-worth and to grow your self-worth and to not diminish your self-worth because of other people and other entities. I think that's all we need to do. But divine is telling us that we're here, like you are in this new cycle. If you don't understand what this new cycle is, then now I'm telling you, like, this is a new cycle. This is difficult. This is painful. We're mourning our old cycle, but we're here. We have arrived. And I'm seeing January 2020 in my head right now. So by January 2020, we'll be able to accept this new cycle that we're in. Right now, we're struggling in this discontent. Right now, we're trying to figure out, like, is this really, really it? Like, this is really it? Like, this is really it? But by that time of Christmas, even if you're single, even if you're struggling in your marriage, still, even if it's still some issues in that marriage where you're like, I know we can get back to where we need to be, but we're just not there yet, because us Taurus, we're just like, hey, I'm not giving up on this. This is mine. I'm stubborn. I think even if you're there, even if you're at a job right now and you don't want to leave, even though everything is telling you to leave, and you're like, I don't want to leave, by January 2020, you're going to be in a different place in that job. So if you stick out this bullshit, because you better than me, but I understand. However, even if you're sticking out this bullshit, even by January 2020, because you're in a new cycle, even if you're dealing with some bullshit still, the universe is so powerful to the point where if it wants you to be in this new cycle, you're in this new cycle. The fuck? So even if you want to stay in this location where it's telling you you don't need to be, it's going to move you. So I'm feeling like in January 2020, even if you're in this career, in this job that you shouldn't be in, that's telling you that you're super uncomfortable in and everything of that nature, I strongly feel like that it's going to be some movement of some sort. So it might not be, not saying that you're getting fired or anything like that, but saying some movement of, because you don't deserve that. You've been putting in the work to do everything that you're supposed to do. So if you're putting in that work, then that's definitely not going to happen. If you feel like you might get fired, you might want to go ahead and be like, hey, throw them the deuces, because it's a new cycle. You feel me? But if that's not the case, if you just somewhere and you're stagnant and you're stuck and you're saying, okay, I want to stay here. This is what I want. This is my dream job. I just want it to be better. I think by January 2020, you're still that's going to happen. Like that you're going to see, like you already have a shift in mindset right now of some sort. Like it's something that you're doing to change right now. It's something that you're already actively doing in that job, in that position that you're doing to change your experience right now. And by 2020, you will see the fruit of that labor. You'll be able to say, okay, it was hard then, but this shit was worth it. Like, all right, boss. And I'm not saying that it's not that you have to wait that long, but I'm saying that's going to be a time where you're going to be like, where you're not ever thinking about being discontent again. How about that? That's going to be the time where you're going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking a few months ago? Why was I discontent? Alrighty. I'll see y'all later.